All right, it's Brother Will, aka Quiet Storm, and we're back now. This is week 23 of our 52-week challenge. Tonight we're going to be talking about embracing your season. That's right, embracing the season that you're in life. I'm going to give you some natural examples, but of course we're going to apply it spiritually. Before I get into it, though, I'm going to give you a couple scriptures. First one, Ecclesiastes 3:1. It says, basically saying that everything has a season. For every purpose in heaven, there's a time and there's a season. And then we're going to go to Genesis 8:23. It says, while the earth remaineth, there's going to be seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night shall not cease. So that's basically telling us that there's going to be different seasons. There's going to be different times and things that we go through in life. Now, no matter what season it is, people always have something to say. It's like something negative. In the summertime, it's too hot. In the wintertime, it's too cold. You know, in the springtime, you got all this pollen. Oh, my allergies are killing me. It's always something to complain about in every season. But what God has given me tonight and what he's been dealing with me on is just really, truly embracing the time and the season that you're in life right now. You're going to take this time and enjoy it. Because what you have to realize is that in every season, there's different harvest. There's a different harvest. So, he said the seed time and harvest, it will not cease. It's going to be a continual thing. So in every season, there's some type of seed that needs to be sowed, and there's some type of harvest that can be reaped. So what we have to do is really embrace the season that we are in and ask God for the wisdom to know, okay, what harvest should I be reaping and what seed should I be sowing in this particular season. All right? So now, check this out. Just a natural example with season. Like, say, for example, there's certain businesses and stuff out there that they thrive and they really big around the holidays. I remember one time, a long time ago, when I first moved to North Carolina, UPS was hiring like the seasonal time where they would hire massive amounts of people for the holidays, like Thanksgiving up into the New Year, because you got Thanksgiving, you got Christmas and stuff like that. So people are always like sending packages and stuff to families, so they picked up. That was more like a thriving season. But of course, after that season was over, they laid off. Or another example, I was talking to this guy. There's like this Halloween like costume store, here in my city. And I was talking to the guy one day. He was like a manager or something out there. And he was like, man, around this Halloween and this season right here, we make enough money in this season to kind of last us through the rest of the year if we wise, So seed time and harvest right there. So the point that I'm getting tonight is no matter what season you're in, to recognize that there's a seed for that season and there's a harvest for that season. Now, say for example, if I was a farmer, all right, now come April, May, I know that I'm going to need to plant some tomato seeds because I'm going to harvest from that in September. Now, I'm not a farmer, so the dates and stuff might be wrong. But see, in September, when I'm collecting tomatoes, I still have to plant like some peanut seeds or some corn seeds because I want that harvest to come in July or August, so the next spring. So that's the principle that we're looking at right here, called seed time and harvest. Now, the point that I was getting at, and again, the main point is that you got to embrace the season that you're in. Like, there may be a season to where you have plenty, you have an abundance. You embrace that. People love that. It's easy to trust God and believe and to be happy when you got a lot. But then there may be seasons where it seems as if you don't have enough, or, seasons where you have little. And then it gets harder to trust God. It gets harder, your attitude and all this stuff seem to get a little short. But what I'm here to tell you tonight is really embrace that season and see what type of wisdom, what kind of seed you can still be sowing, even though you may have little. I'll just use money because that's what most people are familiar with, especially when you hear seed and harvest. like most people think about money. So there may be a time in life where you have a lot of money, and it's easy to trust God. It's easy to believe in Him, and you speaking the word, and your attitude is just fine. But then when you have a little bit, it's like you're snappy, you're calling on God, you're crying out to Him and say, okay, Lord, what's wrong? What's going on? But what He's saying is really embrace that season, because there will be seasons of abundance. There'll be seasons of, not as much. I won't say lack, but there won't be seasons where you don't have as much. But we still need to embrace it and know that God is teaching and showing us something. Like, let's say, for example, in a time like that, we don't have as much. It can be seeds of humility, before you can before honor, there comes humility. So God may be putting you in a situation so you can humble yourself, and the humbleness is the seed. But then you get a harvest of honor over here. You see what I'm saying? So we really have to embrace the season that we're in, trust God, seek Him for wisdom, and seek Him for direction, no matter what season that you're in life, because the Word says that all things, work together for the good of those who are called according to to His purpose, and those who love God. So as long as you love God and you know that your life has a purpose, no matter where you are in life, you need to really embrace it, because you know that it's working together for good. There may be a lesson or something in that season that God is just trying to teach you that you're going to need later on for your personal life, or it could be something that you may need to help someone else along, So again, just a little quick teaching and thought on embracing the season that you're in, knowing that God is always up to something. There's always a harvest. There's always a seed time. So there's always something that you can sow. There's always something that you can reap, no matter where you are. All right? Again, this is Brother Will. This is week 23. We're talking about embracing the season that you're in. See you guys next week. God bless.